So the point is, oh, Linda, go ahead.
So the placebo is in the control group.
The placebo would be the fact that they were getting pills with no caffeine in them. Some of the pills, right, it says, let me look at it again, 4 ounces of water and a gelatin capsule containing a placebo, 1.5 kilogram caffeine, or 3.0. The placebo is going to be that pill with nothing in it, that the biker doesn't know. The biker has no idea. The biker's just on there doing the exercises. There's really, if you think about it, there are nine different combinations, right? 0 milligrams, 1.5, and 3 milligrams of caffeine across 3 different levels of exercise. So there's like a tic-tac-toe board of things they're studying. 3 of them contain placebo, 3 have the 1.5, and 3 have the 3.0. Is that fair? Good. So that's what your placebo is. It's basically, what they're doing is Cassidy's baseline. With only 9 cyclists, each cyclist has to basically do all 3 of the 0, 1.5, and 3s. There aren't enough to say, okay, we're going to put 30 cyclists in the placebo group, 30 cyclists in the 1.5 group, and 30 cyclists in the 3.0 group. There's only 9 people in the study. So they're going to have to flush it out of their system and then retake the drug. The time I've lost the time from this one. I've given you guys the links if you want to track it down. But that's the placebo in this case. Good question, good question. All right. Now, I mentioned this earlier. It's on that slide somewhere. And this is the proof by contradiction. What you do is you set up the null curve. That curve behind me that we drew with Advil, that was the normal inflammation without Advil. And this curve, we'll see it momentarily, is going to be the normal heart rate curve without caffeine. The normal heart rate curve without caffeine, or with caffeine, and its normal effects. So, I want to talk about these P's. How many of you have seen a p-value in research before? Only 1, 2. Okay, a couple of you. 3, maybe 3. Hesitation. That's okay. It's okay. P stands for probability. That's what the big P, it's a big P. I'm going to continue to use a large P because there are so many little p's in your life already in this class. There's p hat, there's little p, which is the population parameter. Soon you'll see p bar, which is a capital pain P in the ass. So big P, I'm going to use capital P for p-value because it's what you're going to be seeing in all the research journals that you guys consume. And generally it's comparing it to 5% like it's going up there. More on that momentarily. What it is, it's a conditional probability. I'm going to have an entire quiz that I've thought about it on the way up the hill today, thinking about today. I thought of a great quiz for 2 weeks from now, based around just this point right here. So in a couple weeks we'll dive into this more deeply. But essentially what it is it measures the likelihood that the data you got from your study agrees with, given that the null hypothesis is true. Now, let that wash over you from 243. Remember conditional probabilities? We didn't do very much with them in 243. Precious little, actually. We would mention them quite a bit. That vertical line is a given. Assuming your null hypothesis is true, what's the chance you got the data that you did? What's the chance you got the data that you did? So assuming that caffeine has no effect on lowering heart rate, what's the chance you actually got lowered heart rate? So you're going into the study assuming that caffeine isn't going to lower heart rate, yes? Isn't going to lower heart rate. And you're going to try to see how lowered it got. So when this doesn't agree with this, you get what we call a contradiction. When you're not expecting caffeine to lower heart rate and it does, that's when you go, ooh, that's interesting. That shouldn't have happened, yes? Usually I take a cup of coffee, my heart rate spikes. Take a cup of heart rate spikes, that's why I consume caffeine. But then this study, drink a cup of coffee, heart rate goes down. What the hell? Why would that happen? Shelby, ask me that question. I thought you had a question. No? I misread that. Okay, it's okay. Let's look further. Let's look further.